Without going into political aspects or reasons already discussed elsewhere, I will only give what is seen from the non-human side. Everything indicates that they have begun to exploit the population more, to go against their rights on all fronts. And this causes mass social unrest. They not only want to exploit the people with more taxes, more hours of work, and abuses of all kinds, but their main objective is social discontent. The problem is not regional, it is global, and there are controllers who, from behind the cameras, without anyone knowing who they are managing the entire population of the world. Social engineering. For a while, an area of the world seems to be at peace, and when it is, it becomes a target to be the next one with the social problems. At first, it seems that events in Latin American countries are not connected, but they are coordinated from above. They are the same event, and they arise for the same cause, whose objective is to destabilize countries and the entire area, in order to promote the need of establishing a totalitarian police state, the goal of which is to finally establish the New World Order. Once again, it is the already known fabricating of a cause to sell the solution they want. From here, what we have found is that a specialized group paid by the cabal with money from the Rockefellers summons the population to make peaceful protests, promoting them as peaceful so that the greatest number of people attend, in order to then implement or release paid agitators to turn a demonstration violent. While I do not doubt that some demonstrations begin genuinely as organized by the general public, for these agitators it will not matter, because they will still use it against people in the same way as if they had been the ones who organized the march from the beginning. When they manage to destabilize or start a social movement in one country, they will move to the next one in their agenda. In this case, Chile, Bolivia, Colombia, without neglecting the similar problems of and in other countries in the region. We have found that they are the same group. They just jump from one place to another, like the same group that causes the false flags. The attack of Sandy Hook, Boston Marathon, Brussels, Madrid, London, Paris, Copenhagen, same strategy. Everything is or comes from the same group that operates worldwide and is under the orders of the cabal. The group is large and is part of the black operations of the cabal, operated mostly by the CIA and by MI6 and Mossad, with the Jesuits behind. We have found army units of the countries in question that operate against this insurgency, but they are mostly silent and in many cases ordered to withdraw by the same government that is a puppet of the cabal. They have plans to move to Central America and Mexico, where cells are already in operation in all these countries. My recommendation is that, taking into account that there is no evidence that going out to the streets to demonstrate, whether or not peacefully, is of use, do not go out to demonstrate. Think of the ways to perform other forms of civil resistance, without exposing yourselves as individuals. Another reason not to take to the streets in demonstrations of any kind is because the politicians, and especially the controllers who caused them, use these as a census to see the degree of the social discontent, and what sectors are the most affected, with the social engineering as the objective. People, humans, are very likely to believe or have a false perception that they are safe in a group, as in a large demonstration. Security in numbers. It's not like that. They will tend to listen to the troublemakers who will give demagogic, eloquently spoken reasons to encourage them to take to the streets to demand their rights. This is exactly what those in power want. It should be very clear that if there is social unrest in the streets, there will be the perfect excuse for them to take away even more rights and for them to use force against the civilian population. There are other forms of civil resistance. Do not play into their power games. Turn your back on them and don't open doors to let them attack.